Hello, this is David Hickson, and in this series of videos I'm going to be explaining to you how to make the most out of the intraday version of Sentient Trader. You'll see that I have open in Sentient Trader a workspace. This is the euro to US dollar. It is a real-time intraday workspace, and you'll see that I have 6 charts in the workspace, ranging from a daily chart at the bottom right to a 1-minute chart at the top left. Each of these charts is receiving live data from MetaTrader 4, and Sentient Trader is performing an analysis in real time and is also issuing buy and sell trading orders. Now, in this first video, I'd like to explain a few basic points. The first thing that I would like to mention about working with intraday charts in Sentient Trader is that it is very important to manage your workspaces correctly. What I mean by this is that you need to make sure that Sentient Trader is keeping on top of things and is working with a high efficiency. Now, if you have a look at the bottom of each one of my charts, at the bottom right, you will notice several important pieces of information. You will see here, if we look at the daily chart, it says buffer, and then the number 0, then 0%, and then efficiency, that EFF stands for efficiency, 100%. Let's take a look at what each one of those figures means. First of all, the buffer is the number of data points that are being held in memory by Sentient Trader. Now, when would Sentient Trader hold a data point in memory as opposed to putting it onto the chart? It would do that whenever it's performing an analysis. If in the middle of an analysis Sentient Trader started adding data onto the end of the data series that it is analyzing, it causes serious problems. So what it does is, while it is analyzing a chart, it stores any new data coming in a buffer. The number following the word buffer is simply the number of tick prices that have come in since the analysis was started. You can see that at present all of my charts have buffers of 0. In other words, there are no pieces of price information being held in memory, and that is a very good thing. Now, following the buffer information, there is a percentage figure. You can see that on the daily chart, the percentage figure is 0%. On the 4-hour chart, it's 0%. On the 1-hour chart, it's 0%. Here on the 15-minute chart, it's 5%. On the 5-minute chart, it's 1%. And on the 1-minute chart, it is 3%. What does that percentage figure stand for? Well, that percentage figure represents the amount of time that the analysis is taking relative to the duration of one bar in the chart. So, for the 15-minute chart, we have a 5% figure. That means that it takes 5% of 15 minutes to perform an analysis on this chart. 5% of 15 minutes is approximately 45 seconds. So what that means is that Sentient Trader is taking, on average, 45 seconds to perform an analysis on this 15-minute chart. You can see that for the 5-minute chart, that figure is 1%. Which means the Sentient Trader is performing an analysis in approximately 3 seconds on this chart. On the 1-minute chart, that figure is 3%, which means that on average, Sentient Trader is taking about 2 seconds to perform an analysis on this chart. Now, the final figure is the efficiency figure. The efficiency figure gives us an idea of how efficient a particular chart is. You will notice that the daily chart is 100% efficient. What that means is that the analysis performed by Sentient Trader is performed so quickly that the chart is operating with maximum efficiency. The same is true for the 4-hour chart and for the hourly chart. The efficiency drops to 95% on the 15-minute chart, 99% on the 5-minute chart, and 97% on the 1-minute chart. Now, an efficiency of 97% is pretty good. It is certainly good enough to trade. As a rule of thumb, you should never trade a chart that has an efficiency below 50%. As long as the chart has an efficiency above 50%, you could trade that chart. Why is efficiency important? Well, if you're trading a market live, you need to make decisions very quickly. And an efficiency of less than 50% indicates the Sentient Trader is not keeping up with what is happening in the market quickly enough to make trading decisions on time. Now, the efficiency of these charts is not an arbitrary thing. As a user of Sentient Trader, you can control the efficiency of these charts. You will have noticed that throughout this video, the efficiency on these charts has remained high. And that is because these charts are not arbitrarily thrown together. I have done a little bit of work in putting these charts together. And I have reached a point where I am confident with the analysis that Sentient Trader is performing. And in the remainder of these videos, I'm going to be going through the steps that you need to take to make sure that you achieve a high efficiency on your intraday trading workspaces. Before we get started with that, there are a few things that you need to set up in Sentient Trader before you start working with intraday charts. Go to Tools, then Options, and there are a few things that we need to adjust in these settings. First of all, on the Analysis tab, there is a setting Ask Before Updating. You should deselect that, because an intraday chart will update every minute if it's a 1 minute chart, and you do not want to be replying to messages every minute saying, yes, please go ahead and update my chart. So you need to make sure that that is deselected. Otherwise you will be bothered with so many messages that it becomes tedious. So you should deselect Ask Before Updating. Then if you go to the Trading Defaults tab, you should make sure that the Allow Short Trades is deselected, and similarly the Allow Long Trades is also deselected. Why? Because you do not want every single chart in your workspace to be issuing trading instructions. You want initially only one chart in a workspace to issue trading instructions. Eventually you might progress to the point where you want to trade several cycles in a single instrument, in which case you would then activate perhaps 2 or even 3 charts as trading charts in your workspace. But initially you want to deselect the Allow Short Trades and deselect the Allow Long Trades, because you do not want your charts to be automatically issuing trading instructions. The issuing of a trading instruction slows down things because you need to look at the trading instruction and respond, and it affects the efficiency of your charts. So I would suggest that you make those adjustments to your settings straight away, and in our next video I will start building the workspace that you see in front of you now.